I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I'm about my cash, I'm about my cash, I make it rain. I just wanna make some money.
What's going on, man?
What's good, bro?
Fence Studios, ways to get the check here. You know what I'm saying? I'm very excited for this episode because this is one of my lifetime goals, one of my dreams to own a store like this. As y'all know, I had a spot on Essex Street. Y'all know the details, what happened and all that, so we didn't get it to this point, but congrats on this. It's a beautiful environment. I love it right now.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Word. So what's good? Talk to me about yourself and stuff, like where you come from, who are you, what we got to know about you.
So pretty much, I was raised in Lawrence my whole life. Born and raised in Lawrence my whole life.
Word.
I've been into this fashion. Hold on, can we swear?
Of course, yeah, that shit, man. You been to this fashion shit. You're good. Good swear, we good.
Yeah. I've been into this fashion shit like literally forever since I could remember, bro. If my diapers weren't designer, I don't know, bro.
Because it was.
I've been on
You
this
were the
for a while.
fly kid in school and shit, or the athlete?
I mean, growing up, I didn't have like nothing. You feel me? Like my parents were. I don't want to say that they were dirt poor, but they couldn't really afford like the new J's, the Air Forces, and stuff like that. So from like kindergarten, I would say to like 8th grade, I pretty much had like hand-me-downs and things like that, but they were always like nice stuff. You feel me?
Good stuff, yeah.
And till I got to the age where I was able to make my own money and obviously get my own stuff. So for the most part, yeah, I've always kind of been like the fly kid, but like high school was pretty much where I took off. Like that's where like
you just went crazy.
It just clicked, bro.
Nah, but even being the fly kid, even if you don't have all the newest stuff, if you're fly, you fly. You can make something work, put together yourself.
That's how it was, bro. While everybody was wearing Air Forces and J's and stuff like that, I was the one rocking the Asics and the New Balances and stuff like that.
We're talking about shit people wearing now.
Exactly.
Everything takes its time, you know?
So
that's dope.
I'd go to school and people would be like, like, what the hell is that? And it's like, oh, these are Asics. But
it's
styling. Nobody knew what they were, but to me, they were fly.
I love all this stuff. I'm just not very good with fashion. If you see me, I'm always in all black. We were just saying before we started, damn, I forgot my shirt. I had a black shirt ready to go. I'm always in all black and shit. But I love this stuff, to be honest, man. It's really cool. And when you were going back to your parents not having it and stuff like that, like, it is what it is, you know? That's just where we all come from. Like my mom, I remember she would get me good shit. I think every first or every other month we go shopping. But once my grades started being bad, that's when that stuff went away. So then I had to start working to buy all my good shit. Then that's when I started valuing and all that shit and stuff. So what time, like, what made you, like, when did you start like reselling or anything like that, or get into the sale game besides just wearing it?
I'd say high school, to be honest. Yeah. So I would always buy like 2 pairs. Like if a pair of J's came out, I would buy pretty much one for me and then one to stock. So what ended up happening is that I never really wore the one to stock, which that was the plan for me to wear it. But then it just got like too overwhelming. So then I started selling those like in high school, literally on the truck of my car. Like anybody that knew me that went to school with me.
What school?
I went to the Vogue. I went to Greater Lawrence Tech.
Okay.
Yeah, I took electronics over there. So
okay.
So like anybody that actually like knew me on a personal level, like they knew, bro. Like I always went to school with some crazy shit on. I had kicks in the trunk that I would sell, gear that I would sell.
Word. And that's at that age, that's a great mentality to have. Rock one, stock one. At that time, I was just straight rocking them. You feel me? I wasn't really stocking them until way later on. But that's dope. And at that time, did you have any connects, or were you just doing the lines?
Nah,
what year were you in high school,
bro? Just to know, I'm an OG, bro. Put it like that. I'm a young OG.
So we're talking. We could go in front of the storefronts and wait in line.
Yeah. So
before raffle tickets.
Sometimes I had to do that, but not really, bro. Like back then, I feel like nobody was because of the fact that social media is. There was when I was in high school, there was no Instagram. So you feel me? That was like MySpace times and Facebook. So
and shit
like that, bro. You feel me? So the problem with, not that it was a problem, but because of that, it was easier to cop anything that you wanted. Like you could have easily just went anywhere. You could have made a few phone calls. You could have went online and just see what stores had the gear or the kicks, and you would just go and then that's it. Sometimes if it was like a really like rare, like like a limited pair of J's or something like that it was obviously hard to find, you'd have to do your research and your homework a little more. But for the most part, it was easy to just go.
It was easy to go, but like I searched my mentality to stock one because they were there. I remember too ordering some Carolinas on eBay.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Those were my times, bro.
Those were available.
Those were my times, bro. That was magazines. You actually having to read that.
So those were available. Imagine if I would have thought to stock them and stuff, you know. But I didn't.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, so I would rock one and stock one, but the one that I stocked, I didn't stock as for me to flip it or to sell it. It was just
wear it later on.
It was just to wear it later on. If my kids got scuffed up or something like that, I had an extra pair.
Correct.
But like I was saying, that it just got too overwhelming. So then I started selling the kicks and stuff. And at that time, bro, it was like $10 more, $20 over like retail was.
They add up though when you have those things. So $20 is $20. You're getting food, you're getting a bottle, you're doing a lot with those $20 and getting gas.
Yeah. And believe me, I gave a lot of kicks away for free too. So
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. So let's just keep going down the time frame and stuff. So you're in high school, you're one of the flyest guys, you're starting to sew shoes here and there. Yeah. What happens next?
Nah, bro, I mean, just like any other kid, you either you work or you play sports. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what happened to me because I was playing basketball in high school. That's another thing that I was somewhat like known for, to play ball. Okay. So I still remember like I think it was my junior year was when I got my first job. I was actually working at Lawrence General Hospital, and I remember me, you know, the coach hit me up saying, "Oh yeah, you made it to varsity, blah blah blah," and I went home and I told my dad, I was like, "Oh, I just made it to varsity." He's like, "Oh, that's good. And I have other news for you too." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Yeah, that job at Lawrence General ended up calling, saying that they're interested in hiring you." And at that time, bro, I'm like, "Damn, it's either play ball or go to work." I'd rather go to work, bro, because I need you feel me? I need my gear. I need all. So I quit ball. And I just started working, and literally from then on, so that was like 16 years old. So I was probably a sophomore. So 16 years old, bro, I've been pretty much working my whole entire life, and just grinding, exactly, building, and just keeping up with this fashion shit. So
word, and you know something, I'm gonna go back to something you said. You were selling out of your trunk.
Yeah,
that's much respect. A lot of people forget to have that part, and that's the most important part. Have your clientele. Start somewhere, and not just go all the way and boom, like here it is. You gotta start from the bottom.
Yeah, bro. And at that time, you don't. At that time, especially, you didn't see stuff like this. Like I didn't know anybody that owned the store or anything like that. This wasn't even on my mind, bro, at all. It was just like, again, like. It was I saw it as a supply and demand thing. You know, people. I would go to school. Oh, you know, I tried getting those Jordans and I couldn't get them. You know, what size are you? And then, but by that time, everybody already knew what size I was. So whenever a pair of J's came out, that's when I would just be like, "Yo, after school, come to the car." And
word.
And it wasn't even my car either. It was my ex's car at the time. So
shout out to the ex. Nah, but So let's go to some shops in Lawrence. Like, do you remember? Like, obviously, you know, Kenner's and stuff like that.
Yeah, Kenner's. I shopped there a lot, bro. I would get a lot of my stuff from Kenner's.
Okay.
Yeah, my tees are Fresh City.
Fresh City. Yeah, those are the good times. Yeah. What was the one on Broadway with the Chino?
Sense or Essence or something like that. Yeah.
The Chino was burning everybody. I think he's one of the first ones to like stack up prices and have something like this. If you think about it, Sense. Now, if I go back, that's probably one of the first things like this.
Because Kenner's was more retail.
Yeah, Kenner's was where Evelyn's would be,
exactly. Yep.
What's Evelyn's now? I forgot. Snipes.
So that's literally what that was, because that was.
But Sense was more something like this.
Yeah, so they were more. I don't know if you remember the stores that used to be at the mall too. There was Urban Made Impressions.
Okay, yeah.
So Urban Made Impressions, from what I remember, I think that the dude that owned that is actually the same or one of the owners of Currency.
Oh, okay.
So I've been shopping with them since I was, a kid.
That's dope. That's good history right there.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So at that time, like I said, you didn't really see, you didn't know anybody that owned a store. Obviously, the dude that owned Fresh City, the dude that owned Kenner's, Sense. These were just older dudes.
Just
so I wasn't.
OGs,
so I wasn't even thinking about like, one day I'm gonna open up a store just like that.
So how did that come across? That was gonna be the next thing. You kind of led right into it.
All right. So pretty much, bro. Like I said, I've always been a collector, not of kicks, I've always had kicks. I never really cared about it. I was more into like the pieces.
Okay.
Like the actual like garments, the clothing.
All right.
You know, so that's what I was always into. So I've always bought like exclusive stuff for myself, whether it was a vintage piece, was this like this shirt is vintage.
Yeah.
It's vintage, and then I added my own little thing on it. And I added fucking hand. You know, I pretty much put these studs on here myself.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So I've always been into stuff like this. So I was always collecting. I was buying like V Loan before anybody even knew what V Loan was, and that's actually the brand that got me to kind of like mold it to like me owning a store. So there was a barber shop on South Broadway, South Union. My fault, South Union. I forgot the name of that barbershop, but my brother was actually cutting hair there.
Okay.
So the dude had like a little small section where he would sell like clothing. So I would go over there to get haircuts from my brother, and I spoke to the owner. I was like, yo, so what's up with that? Can I put some pieces there? He was like, yeah. So one of the few pieces I put there was V Loan. I put I think it was some Takashi Murakami pieces as well. These are brands, bro, that at that time nobody knew what they were, because everybody was wearing like, I don't want to say weird shit.
Rockaway, Academics, Inichi.
Nah, because it was way after that. It was way after that. But even then, like it was just, people weren't really, I don't even remember what people were wearing at the time, but I know it wasn't what I was wearing.
Correct.
Especially V Loan, bro. Nobody knew that V.
I'm new to this, so
I'm talking about like in 2017. I had V Loan, so I threw V Loan. So I think it was 2017 or 18. I believe it was 17. V Loan had done a pop-up shop. They were pretty much doing a collaboration with like not Tupac himself, but it was like a Tupac collaboration.
Okay.
So I ended up going to New York, and I ended up grabbing a few pieces from that, and then that's what I threw in that store. So from that, long story short, that didn't really work out. I pulled my stuff out of there, and that's when I started actually buying stuff to tell myself like, yo, if I buy all this gear, now I'm gonna have to sell it, and if I sell it, I'm gonna need a store for it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what happened. So fast forward to COVID, that's when I started racking up even more stuff, and that's when I opened up my first store. Was a little after COVID. I ended up acquiring my first location, and again, bro, like at the time, nobody even really knew who I was. Nobody knew me or anything like that. Because when I got my Instagram business account, I never put my face on it or anything like that. I just started taking pictures of the clothing and just putting it out there, and then just putting that, typing in that I'm gonna be opening up soon.
Okay.
So
let's talk about that spot. I saw that it got robbed at one point. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How long were you there before that happened?
Probably like about a year.
A year?
A year, yeah.
Nah, but I mean, take the lows with the highs and just go from there. Because at the end of the day, that's when that was trending. The store got robbed. That's how I found out about the store.
Yeah,
so that was free promotion.
Yeah.
Even
and
though
to be honest,
like downfall, but
when owning any type of business, obviously things like that can happen. Correct. And not that they will happen, but they can happen.
And you don't want it to happen.
And you don't want it to happen. But at the time, bro, I wasn't even thinking about that. You get what I'm saying? I should have been more prepared. I should have upped my security a little better and stuff like that. But like again, it is what it is. That's not the first time I ever got robbed or anything like that. It wasn't really.
Take a lot of
to me, it wasn't that big of a deal, because if it was, I would have just stopped right there and then just quit.
Learn from it. Now you learn more about security, learn more about locking things up, and
definitely a learning experience. Yeah.
So you're over here. Can you tell the people where we're located at and where you're at right now?
So right now we're located literally across from the old spot. The old spot was 113 Main Street. This is 117 Main Street.
All right. So 117 Main Street in Salem,
New Hampshire. Yep.
Out the road. Walmart's down the street. Like you're gonna go to Walmart, you pop that right.
Or if you're on 93, you could take exit 2 or exit 1.
Yeah.
To get over here.
I actually took exit 2 and drove down. Yeah. That's what's up. Now I mean we're here. We're just chilling. I don't know if you want to show some stuff or what you got.
Yeah,
things like that. Bring some heat out and we can talk about it.
Now, obviously, I could show you guys things that just came out, but everybody's tired of you know, you could get these things anywhere. Almost everything that's been coming out is obviously general releases, so it's like you can go to the mall and probably find it. But this stuff is old, bro.
Nah, this is what I'm excited for. see the stuff in the case.
Yep.
Let me zoom in on those real quick.
These are from 2001, I believe. 2000. That was when this was manufactured, but I think it came out in 2001.
Fire.
Yeah, and these are brand new. And the color of them, this is not even supposed to be that color. That's how old these are.
Yeah. And those are just stocked up, or you have them for sale, or you have them for
I mean, I pretty much have them for sale, but for anybody to buy these, I mean, it's going to be that.
It's going to cost.
Yeah, it's going to cost, and somebody's going to, you know, they're going to, you need to want them in order for you to buy something like that. Because right now, these young kids, they'll come in here, they don't even know anything about those. Because it was obviously way before their time. Just like this pair here. So this pair was manufactured in 2006, I believe. Yeah, I have my little brother here. My little brother's 7, one of them 17, the other one's 18 years old. And I had him sitting down and I had him looking at these. And he was like telling me, like, yeah, if I wore these in high school right now, nobody even know what these are. Nobody cares about these. Because all these young kids now, they're into designer shoes.
Yeah,
so stuff like this, bro, this is like nothing, bro. To me, I'm an OG. So I look at, if I see anybody wearing these, I'm going to be like, oh, shoot. That dude knows what he's doing.
But, right away.
So there's that. This is my man's brand right here. This fire piece, bro.
Local, who is it? Let's shout them out, put them on, tag them up and stuff.
That's decoded right here.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I like the blue.
Yep. And this is actually exclusive just to here, to my store. So these are literally the only 3 right here that are available. I had 5. Sold 2. These are the only 3 right now that anybody can cop. He don't even have these on his website or nothing. And then he has the hoodie here with the matching beanie.
Fire.
Yeah. Fly shit. Exclusive. I got other stuff here. My favorite pieces. Designer, this is Louis Vuitton, a knit jersey or shirt, however you want to call it. Let me see. My favorite gallery department tee that, in my opinion, that they've ever made. So this is kind of like a Grateful Dead collaboration with gallery department.
Awesome. Fire shit.
Yep. Super limited, hard to find.
What are your business hours and days?
My business hours, so Mondays I'm closed every week. Tuesday through Thursday, I'm open from 4 to 8. Fridays from 4 to 9. Saturdays from 4 to 9. Sundays from 1 to 6. But obviously the hours can change because a lot of times I've actually had to, even after hours when I'm closing, people will hit me up like at 1 in the morning to pull up over here and obviously sell them something if they're like going on vacation or something and they need something last minute, or even after I close, somebody will pull up like around 10 or 11 because they're gonna go out to like a club or something like that and they need something quick. So I open up for them. So it just varies. If I'm closed, anybody can always DM us and we'll just literally open the doors for you and just let you in.
Start.
Yep. Another local brand right here, No Publix. It's my boy AG's brand.
Fire,
yeah,
fire.
This is a fire piece.
That's dope. I like that you have so much local stuff in your store showing love. That's,
yeah, of course. Weathers. Of course you gotta have weathers.
All right.
Yep. So puffers are still chilly out, so pull up.
Puffers was and clutch right now with the spring trying to get here.
Yep.
All right, so that was cool. We saw some stuff. Y'all people see what they got in here. Pull up. What is it? 117?
117 Main Street, Salem, New Hampshire.
Yep, Main Street, Salem, New Hampshire. Something I noticed when we were going around a lot, you seen a lot of stuff local.
Yeah, a lot of local brands.
Which I mentioned, that was dope that you do that.
Right.
And, you know, showing love. That's very necessary out here in the community. We all got to grow together. Let's talk about some local stuff that you had out there.
Yeah, so before I even get to that, like how I even, that was actually one of the reasons why I even opened up the store, was because I myself, I've always kind of made my own clothing pieces and stuff like that. Like I said, like this one, this is a vintage shirt and I made myself. So even like before I opened up the store, I always told myself if I opened up any type of shop or anything like that, I want local brands in here because, you know, you can't go to like a Saks with your brand and then just say, hey, can you sell this here for me?
Correct.
So, you know, this to me, I feel like this is definitely needed for locals, people that are just starting out, because you can't just go to those big stores and tell them to put your stuff in there. Over here, anybody that owns a brand that I've spoken to, they know that I show like super love, bro. Like anybody can come in here, whether their stuff is hot or not, and I'll literally display it here, bro. Because I literally display it here. That's actually how I met a lot of these people, like Jimmy from Weathers, AG from No Publix. Like a lot of these brands over here, bro, they're local brands, and if it was up to me, I would just have local brands in here.
Yeah, and
you feel me?
From there, you'll get that traffic going in there, and then you can build to that. Have you ever thought about creating your own stuff and starting your own brand?
Of course, bro. Now that you've mentioned it, let me go grab 2 pieces.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Looking forward to it.
So these are just samples right here. I don't know when I'm gonna drop them or if I'm gonna drop them, but
I mean, you're showing them right now, so you're gonna have to come up with a date.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but again, that's.
I like it.
Yep, that's one of the shirts there.
Fine.
Yeah. So all this distress and all these little holes and everything and all this imperfection that you see, this is all obviously handmade. Like I was the one that literally did this. So if I drop these shirts, they're all gonna pretty much be one of ones because they're all gonna have different distress. You know, I'm gonna distress them myself, and I'm not gonna do that to every single one the same as.
This has to be a Good Friday drop. We're a year away already. It just passed, man. I can see we got the cross, the ripped shirt and stuff. I see where it's going. Are you religious?
I'm not religious at all, but the reason why I made this to look like this to me, I feel like it reminds me of like an 80s horror flick. So that's kind of like why I made it like this. The shirt is vintage, just the red lettering, obviously the cross.
Word. The back for sure. Nah, I fuck with it. I like that. When those come out, man, you gotta hit me up. I'm gonna need a 2X. Hopefully an XL. We trying to hit the gym.
Nah, we got you for sure.
Those there.
And then there's obviously this one right here. This one I don't think I'll ever release this one, but this is another one here.
Word.
Yeah.
That's fire. What's on the back? Okay.
Yep, it has Jesus with his eyes obviously on fire. And to me, I feel like this kind of represents like what's going on right now. Like if Jesus was here and he was to look,
see what's going on,
that's pretty much where I got that inspiration from.
That's him looking at Diddy right there.
No Diddy, yep.
Word. That's dope. That's dope to see.
Yeah.
So you have those created. You don't have a time frame for them.
I don't have a time frame for them. So pieces like that, I pretty much make them for myself. Because again, I don't like to go out and have what everybody else has on. You know, like right now, a lot of the brands that you see the most out here is like Denim Tears. Everybody got Denim Tears. Everybody got what's that other Spider. So it's like if I go out to like, let's just say to a club, which I rarely go out, but when I do, I like to throw pieces on like this. That way,
be unique, stand out, be different.
Right, people look at it, be like, oh, what's that? But I mean, if you're in a club full of
purple jeans,
everybody has a Denim Tears hoodie. You know, there's really nothing there. You know, people are not gonna like really look at you like that.
Nah, and then yourself as having a shop like this, yourself is your image.
Exactly. I have to represent myself, represent my store.
For sure. Yeah. All right, let me ask you this. Before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you this. You know, somebody like myself that this is something I would like to have in the future.
Right.
I have a bunch of inventory. I stack up. I've been stocking a bunch of stuff. Wish I did it younger. I would have had some real exclusive stuff. But you know, stocking up now and hoping to build this later on. What would be some advice?
Well, to be honest, anybody can do this. I've always told people. Actually, before we even started this interview, I had somebody DM me saying, "Oh, I didn't even know that you owned a store. You know, can you give me some advice?" And I don't want to say any names or anything like that, but I've had other people that I know everybody that owns a shop. Mm-hmm. So anybody that has owned a shop before me, I have spoken to about how to open up a shop, and I somewhat gave them you know, some advice. To pretty much help them, you know, help them open up a store. But anybody can honestly open up a store as long as you have inventory. I mean, that's really all you need and then obviously location is very important.
Yeah.
But the way technology is now, you really don't even need like a crazy location, because everything is obviously online. You know, you got social media, you have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So as long as you reach out to all those people, they'll pull up to wherever your store is at, even if it's like in your house, in your basement, or something
wherever,
like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Or out of the trunk, like
or out of the trunk of your car.
For sure. Yep. You remember Cache? He had the red minivan.
Oh yeah, of course.
Back in the day, he used to put up with the Forces, the Tims.
Yep.
Yeah, Cache. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if those were my times, bro.
Yeah, those are good times. Now, I had one more thing to ask you. Oh, I'm looking for some plugs for wholesale. You have anything on that? We could talk off camera, off that and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course I do, bro. Once you own something like this, bro, you know anything that has to do with fashion, sneakers, or anything like that, I got you, bro.
I'm trying to buy wholesale. I'm trying to get like 100 pairs and up.
Yep.
And just do quick little flips and stuff like that. You know,
I could definitely help you out with that.
It's where it's at, you know.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, come back.
We
could probably do part 2.
Check the shells and do part 2 and keep going from there.
Yeah.
Good shit.